So then we have
Okay, that's
motivation
basically
to
damn
prevent
shit.
suffering here on the earth. Then.
Emily.
No, I think we do.
Street
have
whore.
Again, as a Christian, I would say,
Slut. China.
No. It's necessary now. If the unnecessary suffering is God using it to bring about some greater good, then we shouldn't be stopping it.
No, we're actually told to in the Bible. We're told to, for example, take care of the fatherless and the widows.
Perfect. Nice work.
Okay. So there is some suffering we should prevent, huh?
This is the most important moment of the game.
We
Find a way to check it.
And how do we know which ones are good and which ones are bad?
3 in a row. Don't stop now.
We don't. From our perspective, all suffering is.
You just got to guess?
Find a way to win a bishop.
Okay, so we just got to guess, right?
So we can't say what the plan is behind it. All we see is what we can see from our side. Is that better?
Well, then how do we know who to help?
I would say help everybody that you can.
Great stuff.
But you might be doing the wrong thing, right? God might be making this person suffer because they need this person to suffer to bring about some greater good, and us helping them is going to prevent that from happening.
Right. So, and to clarify, I am one of those who believes that God is sovereign and that everything that happens is his own ordaining it.
Do you see
But from the human perspective, I would say that my duty is to do what I'm commanded to do.
Are you a
and
Calvinist?
leave the rest to him. Am I what?
Correct. Well played.
Are you a... There you go. That checks out. Okay. So then, what that means then is you think that the Haitian earthquake was necessary, huh? It killed 200,000 people in 2010?
You said you are Calvinist? I just want to make... I didn't hear that. You said yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Goddamn
I didn't interrupt. That's going to frame how you answer that question in my head.
Fuck you, goddamn.
Yeah, was the Haitian earthquake good?
I would say that God is the one who sent that earthquake. Now, what his purpose was, I can't say. But I would say that he was definitely behind it. And since God is all
But was it necessary? But was it necessary?
I would say, well, yeah, because God has his reasons for doing everything that it does.
Necessary for what?
I'm sure Adolf Hitler had every reason he did. I'm sure Adolf Hitler had reasons for everything he did.
What was the earthquake necessary for?
I'm sure Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin both had reasons for everything they did.
Well, it's kind of important for the argument, right? If your argument is that the earthquake was necessary, and ask you what is it necessary for, I need some kind of an answer.
I can't get past that. That is a wild claim. That God's up there just like, here's the Holocaust. You guys clean up the mess. That's just what this dude does. He just knocks over bricks and slaughters. He just slaughters innocent people in the just scores and scores of people, and lets us clean it up. So just in case we needed to, he might have wanted it to happen. He did want it to happen, but we might need to clean it up. So we should do that. And you worship this fucking thing.
I don't believe he does anything without purpose, but I don't believe that we can know all the time what those purposes are.
And you worship this fucking thing.
Is it possible for his purpose to be evil?
No. Without purpose, but I don't believe that we...
And you worship this fucking thing.
I don't believe he does anything without purpose, but I don't believe that we can know all
Get
the
that
time what those
slutty night the
purposes are.
fuck out of here.
Is it possible for his purpose to be evil?
No.
So then, just to be clear, you think that shit like the Holocaust was a good thing because it happened on God's watch, God made it happen, and he has a good plan.
I just fucked up
Therefore, it
with
was a
goddamn
good thing
counsel.
ultimately.
No, I think that God
You, my
is
dear
good. I
sir,
think
can
that men are
suck my
evil, and I
fucking
think that
dick.
God allows evil things to happen and brings them about for a better or a greater good.
Like genocide.
He uses
So
evil.
the genocide in Gaza, the genocide, like we're talking about Congo, talking about Sudan, talking about the Holocaust, talking about Rwanda, talking about Darfur, all these things. When just scores and scores of people are slaughtered in the most horrific ways. That's God doing something good. He's allowing evil for a good reason. So you think these things are ultimately worth it?
Yeah, I believe God uses good for or evil for good.
There it is.
And I think there are biblical examples.
Well, I know there are biblical examples, but here's the problem with it, right? Let me ask you an easy question. Let's say, for example, you don't know why the Haitian earthquake was necessary. You just know that it was, right? Let's say God had a goal. We're going to call that goal number one.
I'm going to fuck up your goddamn
Is God capable of achieving goal number one without the earthquake?
Well, sure, he's omnipotent. He can do what he wants.
There you go. So what that means, if you're capable of achieving your goal without the suffering, and then you use the suffering to achieve your goal, that's unnecessary suffering.
Well, no, I would say from his perspective, it was necessary. That was the way he chose to do it.
Nope, that's not how the word necessary means. The word necessary means
it could have done it.
Yeah, it means it can't be any other way. Necessary means this is the only way it could have been done. So if God had other means, he could have done it some other way. What that means is that the suffering is no longer necessary. It's just a decision.
Come on, you bitch.
And just making a decision to make 200,000 people suffer, more than that actually, suffer, when you didn't have to do it. Well, that's fucking horrific. That's evil.
Right, but Daniel, I think it's Daniel chapter 4.
Move, you whore!
You know, God does as he pleases in the heavens
Move, you
and
fucking
on the people
whore.
of the earth. No one can hold him back.
Move, you whore.
What have you done?
What?
Right.
That doesn't affect
Move, you whore!
Again, we're right back to the other thing. This
Move,
is
you
just the
whore.
argument of
Wow,
might
put
makes
your
right.
black ass
He's
stone
big and
in
strong, and his
the
dick's real large, and therefore he can do anything he wants, no matter how evil, and who are we to question it? That's not how morality works. That's how obedience and tyranny works. And I would expect nothing less from somebody who literally just said the Holocaust was worth it.
Well, I would say that God, being the creator, does have the right to do whatever he wants to do.
And I think that's fucking sick.
It's the pattern.
So here we are at this impasse.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. Like you're suggesting,
God damn it.
Forrest said that the moral framework is might makes right. Is that your framework?
Well, my framework is that God is good, and therefore, as creator, everything that he does
That
is good. He has the right to do it.
That doesn't answer my question. You said that he has the right to do it because he's powerful, right? So that equates to might makes right. I'm powerful enough to do it, and you can't question me. Therefore, it's right.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. So when God said that he's going to have the Babylonian women raped and have their babies' heads smashed against rocks in Isaiah chapter 13, that was like the people who were following the command to do that was doing a good thing.
I would say God, I would have to look that up, to be honest with you, but I would say that if that's the command that was given, then God would be right to do that because he is good. We are not, and we don't deserve it at all. We don't deserve mercy at all. But the fact that
that's why
now fuck up
religion
I wonder if we can like just get to a point where Daniel, where you are as disgusted with yourself as I am with you. Like I want, can you just?
We'll get there.
I was just curious. Can you just say the sentence? I just want to see if you have the stomach to just say it out loud. Sometimes rape is good, and can you just be very clear about that?
Well, yeah, I can be clear about that because the view that I take, and this is what I tell a lot of people when they ask questions like that, is that God used the greatest evil ever committed, which was the murder of Christ. So I don't have a problem. He used the lesser evil for good.
Jesus committed 2 capital offenses. He should have been murdered according to his own laws. But when God says in Jeremiah 19:9 that he's going to cause the Israelites to cannibalize their own children as punishment, cannibalizing the children, I guess, was good?
Yes, he was bringing judgment on them.
Okay, yeah, so what we got so far is that sometimes it's good to rape women. Sometimes it's good to cannibalize children.
Isaiah 35 says, I create good and evil.
I know, 45:7, we're aware. So let me ask you a question. If God told you, Daniel, listen, I'm passing judgment on your neighbors. I'm going to need you to burn their house down. It would be good to obey him?
I wouldn't, because the only way that God speaks is through his word, and he doesn't speak, like, for example, the way he spoke to Moses.
Oh, God speaks to people directly.
He wouldn't tell me personally to do that.
Is it within God's nature to speak to human beings directly?
Directly? Yeah, I mean, he has in the past.
God damn it.
Okay, so there you go. God's nature doesn't change. And it's within God's nature to speak directly to humans, which means he could, if he wanted to, speak directly to you, right?
God fucking damn it.
If he wanted to, but he doesn't.
There you go. So if he did, that's how hypotheticals work. If he did, if God spoke to you, that, listen, your neighbors are evil, needed to burn down the house, the right thing to do would be to burn down the house, right?
God fucking damn it.
I mean, I understand where you're going with this. To be honest with you, as a human being, I don't know if I could.
I didn't ask you if you would. I said, would it be right to do it? I didn't ask you if you would do it.
No, because I think it would be violating the commands he's given us. But
No, it wouldn't.
yeah, okay, let's say it would have been a time when he was still speaking, then yes.
There's not a single command in the Bible that this would violate. In fact, God commands the killing of men, women, and children routinely. In fact, we already covered in Jeremiah 19:9. He says that he's going to cause people to cannibalize their own children. So is it within God's nature to ask you to murder a family inside of their home?
Anytime God brought judgment, he didn't just like send people into their homes. It was always a like corporate judgment. So I don't think so.
And again, you'd be wrong, because he commands the murdering of an entire family, just a specific family.
Come
in
on,
the book of Numbers. So try this again. Is it within God's nature? I'm not asking you, did he ever do it? I'm asking you, is it in God's nature that he could tell you to burn down your neighbor's house for judgment?
Potentially, yes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Now, if he did that because it is a potential within his nature, would it be right to obey?
No, yeah, the right thing to do would be to obey.
There you go. The right thing to do would be to burn down the house. Now, if prior to burning down the house, he said, listen, they have to suffer more than just being burnt in the house. I want you to take the baby out of the house and, put them through a meat grinder. That'd still be the right thing to do, huh?
God damn it.
Yes, but I don't believe that would be consistent with.
Yeah, would be the right thing to do, yeah. So, just to be clear, if God told you to go turn your neighbor's baby into Krabby Patties, that would be the right thing to do.
God,
listen, this is
damn it.
I'm sold. What a great guy. What a loving religion
of peace and love.
In. Fuck it. I'll see you next Sunday, folks.
I have a fun question that I just want to ask Daniel here. Daniel, we've been engaging with a lot of hypotheticals, and I appreciate that. I want to ask you one more hypothetical, just to see. Interesting. 1 Samuel 15:3. God commands Saul, I believe it was, go and attack the Amalekites, totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys. So God specifically commands, go kill women, children, babies, every single bit of this culture. Do you have a family, Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the hypothetical. Magic wand is waved, and poof, magically right now, you, Daniel, your wife, and your children, all magically are actually Amalekites. You poof back thousands of years ago, and you are now citizens of Amalek. And you're exactly the same as you are right now, just in that time period. You, Daniel, all your thoughts, all your experiences, everything about you, you just exist in this city today. And God gives this command to Saul. Go wipe out that city, destroy everyone there, men, women, children, babies, everybody. Do you help the Israelites kill your family, or do you hide them? Do you protect your family from the army, to slaughter your children and you, Or do you walk out and say, hey, y'all, I'm a Christian, I believe in God, he says kill me and my kids. My kids are right here, go kill them. What do you do, Daniel?
I'm not sure how it works since the Amalekites didn't believe, but given this scenario to give, if I were a Christian, then I would do everything that I could to protect my family. But I would also understand that if that happened, it would be judgment because that was the reason God sent them against the Amalekites.
So you would fight, so just to be clear, you would fight against the will of God to protect your family.
Well, the Amalekites didn't serve the same God, but yeah, I mean...
No, I'm saying you... Right now, you poof into that city. God didn't say go door to door and ask each Amalekite if they're a Christian. God didn't say check their religion first. He said slaughter everyone and their babies. So I'm asking you, do you follow the will of God and help those Israelites find your children and murder them, or do you protect your family? What do you do?
Obedience to God comes before sacrifice, which is actually what God told Saul when he rejected him and punished him for disobeying the command.
And so the answer is what? Are you obedient to God and help them kill your family, or do you protect your family and disobey God?
In that scenario, I would have to be obedient to God just as the Israelites were.
And protect, so you would have your own family slaughtered just to make sure that God's commandment was fulfilled.
His judgment on a very wicked people. See, I think there's a couple of things.
I didn't ask what the caveats were, man. What I asked you is, would you help them kill your family?
What a piece of shit.
And you as well.
Hell no, I wouldn't know.
Wait, say that again. Because
I didn't ask you what... I'll say exactly what I just said. I didn't ask for the caveats.
When you set up the scenario, you said that if I was among the Amalekites, I would believe her.
Form of autism.
Yep. If you exactly as you are right now, were poofed with magic into that civilization, God did not command the Israelites to check the religion of everyone in that city. He said, slaughter every man, woman, child, and baby. That's what he said. So if you are standing in that city, it doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not, if you are standing in that city at that time, the Israelites would have killed you and your children. So I'm asking you, God said kill everyone in that city. If you, Daniel, were in that city, knowing that that is the will of the God you worship, would you help the Israelites find and kill you and your family, or would you defend yourself and protect your children from harm? What would you do?
I would probably defend my family, but the scenario doesn't work because all of the Amalekites were against God. That's why he punished them.
And so here we are. And so here we are. You would defend your family. You would go against the will of God. God said kill everyone in that city. He didn't say kill all the non-Christians. He said kill everyone in that city. You would go against the will of God and protect your family. And you say all this just a few minutes after you said rape is good sometimes, murder is good sometimes, genocide is good sometimes, bone cancer in children is good sometimes, starvation, slavery, all these horrible things are all good because they're part of God's plan, and conveniently they're happening to other people. But when it comes down to you and your family, you would violate the will of God because, well, he must have made some mistake. Fuck you, Daniel, and fuck the God you worship.
I don't know that there's a distinction between what we see and what...
Well, he must have made some mistake. Fuck you, Daniel, and fuck the God you worship. Fuck you, Daniel, and fuck the God you worship.
I don't know that there's a distinction between what we see and what God is seeing. It is evil. I didn't say it was good. I said it was evil, but I said God uses evil for good.
Yeah,
and when it's evil being visited upon you, you have very different rules.
Not at all. My wife is suffering as we speak, and we both agree that God has a purpose in it.
So you think it's a good thing that she's suffering?
I think that God has a purpose in it. Now, that purpose so far has been to help us to rely and learn to trust Him more.
God damn it.
So it's a good thing that she's suffering.
Ultimately,
God
suffering
damn
can
it.
draw us closer to God.
So
And
There you
it also
go.
helps her to be able to talk to other people who are in that position.
could
There
God
you go.
draw you closer to Him without the suffering?
God fucking damn it.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so then it's still not necessary. God's still a
Again.
vindictive asshole.
Once again.
So this is why the argument from unnecessary suffering is so powerful, Daniel. Like I realized, so I was a Christian once. I was a Christian for a long time, right? And I remember when Bart Ehrman wrote a book called God's Problem? It must have been 15 or 17 years ago. Yeah. Before that book came out, I saw the title of it, I saw the blurb about it, and I thought Bart Ehrman was an idiot. I was still a Christian. I thought he was an idiot. And the reality was, because I never thought through all the intricacies of the suffering arguments. I didn't spend enough time on theodicy. I was the one who was deficient in my thinking. And then finally,
Get that goddamn
long after he
sword.
published it, I read the book. I was like, oh, fuck, this guy's right. It's really easy to think that suffering's not a problem when you haven't really engaged deeply into the actual arguments. We're only on the surface of the suffering argument, which is typically we're calling it the unnecessary suffering. But like this is a very deep problem, and it's been around for a long time, and it's not going anywhere because it's a good argument.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Ehrman's an idiot. I think that he actually challenges me a lot, along with others that I've read. I mean, even listening to you guys, even though I'm fairly new to the channel and your page on Facebook, Dustin, I find myself being challenged on a lot of things. Like there's a lot of questions I hear asked that I can't immediately answer, which I think is a good thing. But and I just lost my train of thought there. But when you talk about suffering, because you call it evil, we talk about evil and good. Where do you get evil and good? Like from a humanistic perspective.
Well, to me, like my moral framework is like utilitarian, do the least amount of harm, right? I believe that harm is inherently bad. So like for example, it's not hard for me. I can look at somebody suffering. I don't have to worry about whether or not that person should suffer to bring about a greater good. No, if I can prevent them from suffering, I will. It's easy. It's very, very black and white for me. But in the God worldview, you don't have that. In the God worldview, you have no idea why somebody's suffering. It could be that you're intervening in God's plan if you help them.
For me, it's just anytime if somebody were to say something like rape is good, sometimes I just know that's not a moral person, and that's pretty much all that I need.
Yeah.
Well, no, when you say I would be interfering by helping that person, like I said, I think at the beginning, I believe that everything happens because God ordained it, which would include me helping that person. He would ordain the suffering as well as the means to them receiving aid.
Yeah, I mean, but the fact of the matter is then, if it comes down to you're helping them because God ordained it, at that point you're not even an agent. At that point this conversation is useless. Like if all you are just predestined, like if every little thing was predestined by God, then Romans chapter 9 is true. There's some of us that God literally created just to be vessels of wrath, which makes them even more fucking evil.
Why does that make them evil?
What do you think the word evil means?
Evil would be, well, God is good. He's the standard of good. So anything evil would be what is contrary to God.
He's not the standard of good. I disagree with that. Evil is just like a really bad. So especially in Hebrew, right? So ra in Hebrew just refers to bad or badness, but it's also how we translate the word evil. So like from the biblical worldview, like evil is just something that's like really bad. So when I say evil, I'm just saying something that's really bad. That's all I'm saying. So I don't believe that the God of this book is good, because if raping women and murdering babies, and in some passages he says that he's going to have women's wombs ripped open and the babies torn from them. Now, if somebody can command all that and still be good, we don't know what good is anymore. We no longer have a definition of good. If you think good means sometimes you get to rape women, good and bad has lost all of its meaning. It's gone. It's done.
But to be clear, I think rape is evil. Again, I'm not saying that it's good. I'm saying
Unless
that
God commands it.
I'm saying that he uses evil for good, and yet sometimes he commands evil.
Well, you don't know
What's the
that.
difference? Just out of curiosity, what's the difference between something evil that is done for good and something that is just fucking evil? How do you tell that? Because it sounds like you're just using the words good and evil as just kind of like placeholders, when ultimately the consequence of the action is good, and therefore you still think it's good.
Okay, and that may be on me for not saying it well. When you say evil is really bad, something that's really bad, to me it sounds like you're saying the same thing, and maybe that's just my brain not working. How would you define bad? If I say how do you define evil, and you just say, well, it's something that's really bad, how do you define bad? I mean, what makes something bad?
Well, good and evil, good and bad are subjective terms. And in fact, they're subjective in your worldview. You might not realize it yet. So good is the thing that's like always preferred. Something bad would be the thing that's not preferred, or something that would have some sort of a negative outcome. So in my worldview, they're subjective. But like in your worldview, you don't know if they're objective. In fact, in your worldview, they're not objective. In fact, you think that your God decides what is good and bad. And if that's the case, they're subjective. They're subject to the mind of God. But why would I conclude that God is good? Like, you're just defining God as good. Why would anyone conclude that?
Okay, so you said two things there. I would say they're not subjective in my worldview. First, they're objective to us because, like you said, God is the one who defines them. But I would say they're not even subjective to God because they proceed like from His nature.
That's not what. No, they don't proceed from His nature. God's morals are things He decided. He decided what is moral because you believe that the laws change, which means God can decide that it's good to do the Mosaic law back then, and then later you don't have to do it, right? So if it's good to do it then, and then not good to do it later, then what that means? Say that again.
I don't believe Jesus said, and you actually quoted this earlier. I think Jesus said He did not come to abolish law; He came to fulfill it. It's not abolished.
Okay, then do you think that we should be stoning virgins that don't bleed on their wedding night?
I believe the law of God is the standard and should be the standard for society.
Then do you believe that according to Deuteronomy, according to Deuteronomy 22, if a woman doesn't bleed on her wedding night, should she be stoned?
Under a theocratic society, yeah. We don't do that in our society because we don't follow His law.
So you
should we? Jesus Christ, dude, should we follow His law?
I just